I know you said there's nothing to report, but we've done interviews with Bob Arum. He says that it's close. Eddie Hearn says they're ready to sign. Joshua's had his little bit on Twitter and stuff like that, saying that he's in it for the long run. You're a showman. He's going to close the show and stuff like that. So the way if we can take Bob Arum and obviously Eddie Hearn and what Joshua's saying, we're getting our hopes up, if you know what I mean. But on your side, Tyson Fury's side, you said there's nothing to report.
Well, let's break it down, shall we?
Okay.
To bare minimum. Eddie Hearn's a boxing promoter, so is Bob Arum. It's their job to sell the fight. Joshua is saying what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. I'm not on social media at the moment at all. So whatever they say is very unimportant to me. Until I've got a date, a fight, and a hell of a load of money in my pocket, there's no fight. There's a lot of things going on, what people don't know behind the scenes, that can scupper a fight like that. So nothing's actually on until you're actually in the ring. So yeah, we're nowhere near that at the moment. There's a lot of things behind the scenes going on, like I say, that can alter a fight. Do I think I'm going to be fighting Joshua in the next 10 minutes? Hell no. But you know, Wilder, don't write Wilder off out the occasion either. He could be fighting me next, who knows? I could have a third trilogy with Wilder yet. Like I say, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and you know, Wilder might be next. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Would you bring these fights to the UK?
No.
No.
I won't ever box here again.
Oh really?
No. Finished.
As you all heard on the audio, which I'm gonna leave the source in the description box below, Tyson Fury went from claiming, "I will never fight Deontay Wilder again," after Wilder allegations on Glovegate. Few months later, Tyson Fury stated today that Deontay Wilder Trilogy is possibly next instead of Anthony Joshua fight, which is a quick turnaround to say the least. Now, Tyson Fury explanation to this U-turn is that there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors that he can't talk about. So the $1 million question: what is going on behind closed doors that forced Tyson Fury to backtrack on not fighting Deontay Wilder never ever again? These are the exact words that Fury told the mediator, which happened to be the retired judge during mediations. Therefore, what is forcing Tyson Fury, beyond his will, to fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy and abandoning Anthony Joshua fight when the contract is already on the table as we speak? The answer is very loud and clear. It's because of the arbitration that's taking place at the moment in time that old media haven't reported to this day, as if it's not taking place, as if it's not their job to report breaking news, such as arbitration taking place, since it doesn't fit the agenda. So they have to bury it 6 feet and 9 inches deep under Fury's dirt. Always remember, the truth will always come out. That's why new media is here, to put the whole absolute truth together like puzzle every single time, with the facts being laid out. During arbitration, both Wilder and Fury were told to not discuss any of the details that's taking place to the public, which is why Tyson Fury keeps repeating, there's a lot of things that's taking place behind closed doors that I really can't talk about, which is arbitration. That's the only thing he can't talk about, since he already talked about everything else. Furthermore, I reported months ago, which I'm gonna leave the link for that video in the comment section below. I still have all my receipts. I reported that Tyson Fury own promoter Frank Warren, he said the arbitration will possibly block the Anthony Joshua fight from taking place. This is an interview done by ESPN with Tyson Fury own promoter Frank Warren. However, all of these decafs, all of these trolls, including old media, they want to pretend as if I'm making things up, when it's ESPN and Tyson Fury own promoter Frank Warren that came out with these claims. I'm just reporting the news, when in fact they can't handle the truth because I'm hitting them with facts. Like I said before, there haven't been a fighter in history that tried and successfully escaped a rematch clause because of the obvious reason everyone, with no exception, is obligated to fulfill all of the terms on the contract, especially when Deontay Wilder activated the rematch clause a week or two after the rematch with Tyson Fury. This is the reason why Tyson Fury is inactive to this day. Fury tried to blame the inactivity on the pandemic, claiming there were no funds for arguably one of the biggest stars in boxing, the way old media paints the narrative. Well, how is there no funds for Fury's December 5th date?
The inactivity, all fighters will be suffering now with it. A lot of fighters haven't boxed since 2019. I was lucky enough to get one in 2020, so.
But the truth of the matter is, Errol Spence fought on that date, Canelo fought on that month, even Anthony Joshua. They all face the same protocols. Therefore, this only could mean one thing. Tyson Fury's pathetic excuse of lack of funds due to the pandemic is absolutely rubbish. Because if that's the case, you would know there's lack of funds months before the fight, not couple weeks before the fight. You don't agree and announce a fight without funds. Funds is the first step before announcing anything. That's not the last step, that's the first step. Why will Tyson Fury pull out of the Deontay Wilder guaranteed trilogy match that he's obligated to fight someone with no funds available? Now let that sink in. Nevertheless, if you want to know the truth to why Tyson Fury fight was canceled December 5th, was because of the obvious reason. Deontay Wilder took Tyson Fury to mediation, and he won the first step by blocking Tyson Fury from cherry-picking Khabib without honoring the trilogy fight. That's exactly what I meant when I said Wilder won the first step of mediation. Because as far as mediation in general, there is no winner or loser. It's a mutual agreement that both parties come to. But blocking Tyson Fury from cherry-picking Khabib was definitely a win for Deontay Wilder. Now, the fact that Tyson Fury told the mediator, which is the retired judge, I will never fight Deontay Wilder ever again, that pretty much killed mediation, since they can't come to a mutual agreement. Because Wilder, on the other hand, he wants the trilogy at all cost. That's how we all got here today. Deontay Wilder wins the first step of arbitration. Just like Deontay Wilder blocked Tyson Fury from cherry-picking Khabib December 5th, now Deontay Wilder seemed to be successful in blocking Tyson Fury from fighting Anthony Joshua. Since there is a contract on Tyson Fury's desk as we speak, Eddie Hearn sent Tyson Fury a contract yesterday in which Bob Arum is on board, Frank Warren is on board, Eddie Hearn is on board, Anthony Joshua is on board, MTK Global is on board, Daniel Cannonhan, I'm pretty sure, is on board. Everybody is on board. From ESPN to The Zone, we only one signature away, which is Tyson Fury's signature. They've been working on this fight for more than a year now. All of a sudden, Tyson Fury goes from wanting to fight Anthony Joshua to now claiming Deontay Wilder is next. The same man that he told the public and the judge he will never fight again. That's a quick turnaround, to say the least. That's when the arbitration really hits, and when the truth smacked old media back to reality. I know all of these decafs, the decafs wizards themselves, and old media, they are devastated by the news, as they've been pushing for Fury versus Joshua for a year now. Even when Fury had the fight with Wilder lined up and it was still on before Fury tried to escape, old media kept promoting the Anthony Joshua fight as if Wilder didn't exist. Now, one of Fury's hottest lies out of the oven is that there isn't enough money and they not offering him enough money to fight Anthony Joshua.
Joshua is saying what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. I'm not on social media at the moment at all. So whatever they say is very unimportant to me. Until I've got a date, a fight, and a hell of a load of money in my pocket, there's no fight. There's a lot of things going on, what people don't know behind the scenes. Listen, we've seen Mayweather and Pacquiao. How long did that go on for?
I know, but that sort of died a death. That fight was sort of like a wet fish. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then when it finally did happen, it was the most pay-per-view fight in history. Even though it was a wet fish, he still did just under 5 million buys. So suggest it's just the biggest fight ever in history.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it finally does happen, then I'm sure that we'll all get to see it.
First of all, I thought this was $100 million fight, or supposedly $200 million fight. So if this is your biggest money fight, then it makes no sense at all to turn it down for a fight that you will make less money in. That sounds ass backward to me. You could tell the interviewer had Fury's best interest, and he still couldn't save him. Then Fury spilled the beans by stating, "I will never fight in the UK again." Now let's think about this for a second. This is the biggest UK fight of all time, involving two heavyweight champions that's going to fight for undisputed. The money is there, the history, the legacy, everything is all there. But Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight in the UK, where he's from.
Would you bring these fights to the UK?
No. I won't ever box here again.
Oh really?
No, finished.
Well, that's actually made me feel.
The superstar of world boxing, he ain't gonna box in a small old show somewhere.
What about Morecambe Beach?
It's got to be in the capital of entertainment in the world. My home city now is Vegas. I've had my last 3 fights there. My last 4 fights has been California Staples Center, MGM Grand Garden Arena, T-Mobile Arena, and MGM. So they've all been over there. So I intend to stay there and end my career over there.
But Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight in the UK, where he's from, where the legacy and the history is going to be made for. Now, if you think that's as bad as it gets, you're highly mistaken, because with Tyson Fury, it gets better and better every single time. Peep this. Fury said he wants to fight in the United States, where he sold 3,000 tickets against Wallen and 5,000 tickets against Tom Schwartz, and they had to give out thousands of tickets to make it seem like something. That's where Tyson Fury wants to fight at. But the truth is, Tyson Fury can't fight in the UK even if he wanted to, since he relinquished his license in the UK in order to escape the UCAD 8-year ban case for bribing a man to lie in court to justify why he took steroids in the past. Furthermore, I could sit here and expose every single lie given by Tyson Fury on that interview. However, it's pointless, because what's understood don't have to be explained. But when it comes to these decafs, the decafs wizards, and old media, what's understood does have to be explained, since they have no logic to think with. At least, that's how they pretend when they hear the truth. Now, even though the arbitration is not over yet, the arbitration seemed to be leaning toward Deontay Wilder for sure, the way Tyson Fury is behaving so unusual all of a sudden. I told you guys, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to tell you so, that I told you so. The fact that Bob Arum told Deontay Wilder and his team that we need to postpone the fight because we need a crowd. So let's push the fight till 2021. This is what Bob and Tyson Fury agreed to and told Team Deontay Wilder. There are multiple reports from multiple media outlets on this news. Then Tyson Fury before Wilder contract even expires, he had the audacity to come out and say, listen, the rematch clause going to expire soon. That means I'm not obligated to fight Deontay Wilder. Forgetting and dismissing the fact that they promised Wilder they going to fight on a later date. See, Fury can't get away with that with old media since they have a biased agenda. However, Fury can't get away with that in court. And that's how we all got here today. Nevertheless, Akhi's new media, I will keep you guys updated when it comes to the truth. And just a quick reminder, 3 things that can never ever be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. They will always come out. So subscribe below, click on the notification bell, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Ak TV. Peace, and we out here.